What up, what up, what up? Good morning. It's 4 in the morning, so tomorrow's the show. Today's just basically getting the tanning, carbon up, practicing posing. Yeah, we're here finally. Pretty much. Like, tomorrow, it's game day. And, I'm going to start eating every, 2 to 3 hours. Just rice cakes, and then guess what? The last meal is going to be some burger, fries. Man, I can't wait for that shit from one of my favorite places around town. But can't wait to get the tan too as well. I haven't been tanned since 2019, so I'm excited. I'm talking about spray tanning. I'm not talking about tanning in the sun, obviously. I mean, because it's it's been so long since I competed, and here I am, But we are looking pretty fucking shredded as well. Yeah, pretty dialed in. And it's exciting, from here on forward. This is kind of to me a big thing, because it's I put something off for so long for whatever reason. It was always more of the right time. But when was the right time? Is there a right time? And I'm always looking at, people who are successful, because you want to be like them, right? In a way, you want to get up to their level. And it's years of consistency and hard work. And I'm like, bro, okay, I put so much effort and time into my body, but I'm not being consistent with the posting. I mean, really consistent. And with all the social media platforms and stuff like that. And then you're wondering why things aren't going anywhere, right? And then I'm there wondering, yo, what the fuck? When was the last time I competed? I remember I wanted to do a bunch of shows and stuff like that. And just, compete and get myself really in shape and all these things, right? And the ideas were there, just never putting the time and energy into actually doing it. So now it's it took a lot of fucked up shit in my life, really, to happen to me, to really make me go, you know what, let's fucking do it. Let's go. Let's do it. And it's been like that since October, and here we are, right? We're starting 2025, still early in the year, it's March. With a show, competing, and I've been dieting for weeks, and that, let me tell you something, I'm not gonna do that shit again. I'm gonna stay shredded and just maintain, really, maintain the shreds and gain, size. I feel like you definitely could do that. Maybe not as shredded as I am, but definitely pretty damn near close. So when I do want to prep, I'm only doing a 6-week thing, a 6-week prep, rather than I've been basically focusing on this shit for the last 14 weeks. And it's been, I do it, right? But it's all about, as well as you want to make it as easy and simple as possible, which I've been doing. I've done that no problem. I know obviously some people, they fucking, they go on months and months and months. But I'd rather just do a short and sweet prep and just stay shredded pretty much all the time, as much as I can. And it's good too, confidence, and it's also I did the whole bulk thing, and it's not fun. It's really not that fun when you're looking in the mirror I don't really like the way I kind of look right now. I mean, some people do it, some people fuck with it, I don't. And you can, obviously I'm talking about maintaining something where I'm feeling like a beast in the gym. Obviously, to get to the stage that I'm at, you're not gonna feel like a beast in the gym. It is what it is. But yeah, yo, we're gonna get this fucking shit going. I'm fucking ready. Check this out, man. A nice egg sandwich. Today we're gonna have just low protein. This is gonna be 100 grams of protein. Mainly carbs, obviously, because we want to carb up. Black coffee. And, here's a special guest. Some Panera chips. Shout out to Panera. Panera is so good. I love the sandwiches, and they have tons of great options. Wawa and Panera have tons of like high protein, low calorie options. Believe it or not, if you look into the nutrition facts, like you'll find something pretty solid, or just something overall like healthy. Like they're not too bad. But I'll say something. This is like an off topic with the chips. I mean, these chips are okay, but have you noticed that like sometimes in chips they'll have like a full bag of chips and there's like only a quarter of them in? And they try selling it to you, they're like, oh, there's like 2-3 ounces in it, and there's only like a little bit. I know that there's like something that needs to change about that. I read an article somewhere about that, but yeah, no, these chips are okay. We're good, Panera. You guys are doing great. They're good. They're good from like the top to the bottom. And the reason why I'm adding this in here is because I'm a little whore. Okay, I saw these and I'm like, you know, should I? All right, fine. Let me just add this in. It's all right. You know, just salted chips. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. But the main weapon is here, because you have the protein, like 1 cup of egg whites, spinach, and yeah, you know, obviously a low calorie bread. But something to keep in mind, guys, is that like, you know, if you want to get your vegetable intake, always throw spinach in there, man. I'm not a vegetable guy, I'm a fruit guy because I'm fruity. But but yeah, like, you know, like adding like 2 ounces of spinach is really the best way. One of the smartest ways to get your vegetables in. You want to get those micronutrients in.
Just got her washed. Look at that, spotless, man, spotless, clean. And of course, you know, the OEM Plus look is awesome. I do want to add like a infamous aero kit. That's probably like really one of the mainly the few things I want to do to the exterior, besides changing the taillights, because I've seen some sequential taillights, clear ones. They look really good, and like a carbon fiber duck spoiler here would honestly complete the look of the car. There's the aftermarket seat for this car is actually insane. They have so many things, you know, especially with cosmetics. You know that this car is definitely awesome, and you get a lot for the price. But yeah, you know, he's got her wash here at the fucking ShopRite. Gotta pick up some egg whites, and I do want some chocolate rice cakes. They're really fire. Those are by far one of my favorite, besides the caramel ones. Okay, these are the top 3. Tomato basil, caramel, and chocolate. Not in order, but those are my favorite. And I'm just gonna go pick up some rice cakes and some egg whites. Here we are, second to last meal. Just some rice cakes, my signature Greek yogurt, fiber one brownies, and strawberries. This is second to last meal before I have my burger and fries after I get my tanning. And yeah, I'm looking forward for that burger and fries. It's just gonna be fucking buzzing, man. I fucking earned that motherfucker. I don't care. I earned that shit. But I've been fucking carving up nicely. Look fucking mad shredded, and it's getting there. We're getting good. We're at a good spot. Believe it or not, I actually forgot to mention, I did lose a little bit of weight. This is the lowest I've ever been in my life. It's 145.7 pounds. So we're ready. We're ready. My core is looking right. We are shredded. On a side note, I'll show you guys. Here I have just some water with Mio. And something that I've been loving to do is just decaf coffee, hazelnut flavor. It's amazing. I love it. It tastes amazing. You know, it's good. And it's decaf, so I'm not going to fucking have a heart attack. So, and I know before people go, oh, but there's a little bit of caffeine. Shut the fuck up. All right? It's decaf. End of it. Shit's fire. All right, guys, you know the drill. Car ride equals some ghost. It's about 30 minutes. Well, 35 minutes, you know, with traffic probably. From my house. We're going to get the polygraph done because this is a natural federation, obviously. So I have to get the fucking polygraph, right? Then 2 hours later, then we're gonna get the tan, and then, you know, we get the burger. But yeah, let's turn this bad boy on. She got a little bite to it, guys. Don't be knocking these GR86s by any means. They're like, oh, it's slow. Okay, yeah, it's not a $60,000 fucking car. But let me explain something. This motherfucker hauls ass. Especially at the tuned intake. You know, this thing fucking has a nice. It got a bite to it. It got a bite to it. Let's see what we can do when we're into the fucking highway. Let's see. A little swim. Compared to what I had before, the Honda Civic Si, yeah, it's pretty fucking fast. And not to mention that the car has, you know, like I mentioned before, it has some modifications done with the exhaust and everything. It fucking moves, dude. Now, would I track the car? Honestly, I do want to get some track experience. I always wanted to learn, and really, I do want to take the time, maybe like to get some track time. It really wouldn't hurt. However, the only thing I do have a little concern is because this is my daily driver. This is my only car. So me doing that, I am putting the car literally at risk, you know, in a sense, in a way. Not that this car cannot handle it. It probably can handle it. It's what it's made for. But at the same time, it's like, well, it's my only car. And if I'm putting it through the paces and pushing it, you know, it's just wear and tear on the ride. But I don't know, maybe it's just like some like fear. Like, you know, you can't always like have fear. You always gotta just be like, fuck it, let's go and experience it. And it just like, it's not to like really, I'm gonna go track the car every fucking weekend. It might turn into that, but like mainly just to get the experience, like at least like 1 or 2 times, really, like a nice day. You know, obviously I have resources. I have this shop called ACP, which they specialize on 86s and BRZ. They can guide me to the right direction. Really, and you know, you can't be afraid to ask questions in life. Really, and then from there, you know, just learn. And you know, how can I go and gain experience driving and become a better driver if I'm not going to the track? You need to gain some track time, as well as I feel like it's good. So when I upgrade and get a more expensive car, I have track time. I know what I'm doing, right? And then, you know, it's better to learn on a slower car to drive fast than to fucking, you know, get a fast ass car, not really know how to handle all that power and wreck it. You know, that happens all the time, guys. It happens every time. You know, people with some money, they get these stupid fast cars and they wreck it. As a matter of fact, how I wrecked my car, my BRZ. Same way, you know what I mean? It was a little faster than a Civic, but you know, you hop into a rear-wheel drive car compared to the front, you don't know what you're doing, things get a little dicey. So you know, going to the track and really just getting like the course done, because it's like, I guess the first time it's like lessons and stuff. I feel like it's worth it, and you know, you can take that with you. And yeah, eventually, guys, I will say I want to learn how to do like drifts and shit. Now that's a different ball game. You know, now you're peeling through the tires, and tires are priced. They're pricey. They're not cheap by any means. But like, yeah, you know, honestly, really thinking about it, there's really nothing cheap in life anyway. There's really nothing cheap. I mean, if you have hobbies, if you're a fucking person that like really wants to live life to the fullest, you gotta have hobbies. Start new shit. Try shit. You know, you never know what can happen with these hobbies. You fucking can end up like a multi-millionaire. Billionaire. You never know. But if you're just constantly doing the same thing, just go to work, work out, maybe go hop to the gym and sleep. You know, don't get me wrong. Some people enjoy that, and that's fine. Me, I want to live an extraordinary life, and I have all these little hobbies and interests that I feel like, hey, you know what? Let's get pretty good at it. Like the music stuff. It was just only like maybe like this year, really, I started feeling like, okay, like I'm probably pretty good enough to get my music, signed by a label. The question is what label, right? But that took time. It took a lot of time investing, and I still got fucking tons of shit to learn. I invested into the DJ controller, so now I have to learn that. But from what my friends, obviously I know DJ, you gotta have friends in the circle that they're like, well, you know how to make beats, dude. Like DJing is not gonna be difficult whatsoever for you. So I'm like, okay, let's go, right? And that's honestly a really big hobby and interest and a passion of mine. The next thing I'm gonna go dive into is actually martial arts. Martial arts, I feel like, listen, if I'm gonna be like ripped like this, I've always thought about it, but now I'm just like, fuck it, like let's dive into it. I might as well learn how to fucking fight too, like for real. Like, my whole thing is you gotta be sexy and dangerous. Okay, you don't want to be in a position to where like, oh man, I wish I knew how to fight or defend myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's good to have that in the, in your belt too. Like, yeah, I know how to defend myself. And am I going to be a UFC fighter? No, I'm not trying to be a UFC fighter. That's not my goal. My goal is just to be able to defend myself. I always thought it was cool. I always loved watching UFC as well. So I always found that very interesting. And people who do that and who are pretty good at it, and I've met a couple of them throughout my life, I always thought that was fucking cool. How cool is it to be like, yeah, like I can kick fucking anyone's ass in the room? Well, it's not always a good mentality, but I'm just saying, my feeling of that, of that is probably pretty good. But you also, at the same spectrum, you can't underestimate anybody because you don't know, right? Like the skinniest, scrawniest dude in your job or anywhere could be a fucking assassin, really. Or like the fattest dude out of shape, you're like, oh, whatever. And then next thing you know, that motherfucker knocks your shit out clean. And even UFC fighters, there's tons of them online who got knocked the fuck out, really. By acting cocky, so you can't do that, right? But regardless, it's just a good hobby. I mean, by martial arts, I mean like everything. Mixed martial arts, boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. You want to get good at all that shit, so it's good. And they're like, oh, how can you do bodybuilding? Listen, like, I'm not a person to make excuses. I'm a person that's gonna literally do it. Okay, it's not that difficult. To be honest with you, a lot of UFC fighters, by the way, some of them look like fucking bodybuilders anyway, so not too far fetched. But yeah, like my whole thing is just like to really like dive into these hobbies and just basically be the best version of myself in any way, shape, or form. That's the only thing at the end of the day. Like, I never want to live with regrets and shit. Man, we looking like an island boy. Yo, dude, I fuck with the tan, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with the look, but we tanned up, we fucking ready. Fuck. As you see, we got the posing down. I feel like I look fucking great. I'm just carbing up. This is the last meal. Been waiting all day for this motherfucker. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potato fries, right? These are by far one of the best fries in my opinion, the best. I fuck with it. This is one of my favorite places, Dirty Burgers. And it's just like a nice bacon burger, yo. It's called a Royal Burger. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking dig in, carb the fuck up, and we war ready right now, son. I'm ready. I'm confident. I'm fucking shredded as hell. Oh, man. Tomorrow, we're going to lock in, baby. But yeah, super excited. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Wish me luck tomorrow.